There are several different playing styles that you can adopt in checkers, and finding a style that makes you feel most comfortable is important and shouldn't be understated. If you prefer offense and like to push the envelope, then maybe an aggressive style is best for you. If you prefer defense and truly despise losing more than anything else, maybe a defensive style is better suited for you. Today, I'm going to talk about a style of play within the Wilter opening that I used for a good part of my career and still recommend for beginners, and really all classes of players, and that is the restrictive style. I get a lot of requests to cover the Wilter opening, probably more so than any other opening. I think the reason for that is because it's a popular opening to play online, and it's pretty tricky and can be easy to lose. The opening really doesn't lend itself to much scope, so that's why I'm going to show you the most restrictive way to play it, which should cut down on the number of losses and hopefully even increase the wins as well from both the red and the white side. Okay, so let's play the Wilter, and this is how the opening starts. 11-15, 23-19, 9-14, 22-17, and then the characteristic and defining move of this opening is the 7-11, moving the apex piece. You can play this before 9-14 as well, but this is the traditional run-up. And really, this is the move that throws off a lot of players. So, what's the most restrictive and the best way to play against this move? Well, white goes here next, and then red is going to continue moving this piece up to this square. Now again, the most restrictive way to play this is here next, locking in this square. And now red is going to play here, again forcing the reply as white goes here next. Again, the most restrictive way to play it. And now the key waiting move here in this opening is here. This is an important position to remember. Now again, white doesn't want to go here first, it wants to wait, as this is the most restrictive way to play it, and that's moving here next. Now, this move is popular. It's not as restrictive as this move. After red plays this move, it is incredibly restrictive from this point on. Now, white can go here, and red can go here next. It's also a little restrictive, but it can get a little dicey in the ending. So that's why I prefer this move right here, forcing the reply after the jump. And then red actually does the same. It forces the jump. And now here, the most restrictive move on the board is here. Again, there's an immediate double jump if red doesn't do anything about it. So red, more or less, red can go here, but more or less will take the double, which white allows. Again, very restrictive. The double jump. White jumps back. And now red goes here, lining up to possibly exchange this piece, or again, threatening this piece here, the double jump, and the red wins. So instead, white cuts down that by moving here next. And then red goes here, again, forcing the exchange. White can go here next. It cannot go next, but again, this is the solid draw landing, and it's as restrictive as you can get. Okay, let's see the Wilter from the other side now. So again, starting formation. Forming the opening. And then again, protecting this square here. Forcing the reply. The star or key move in this opening. And now again, forcing the reply. Forcing the reply. Forcing the reply. And then again, the move here. And the exchanging out for a solid restrictive draw. Just like with every other opening in checkers, there are many different variations to play, but hopefully you can use this restrictive style in the Wilter opening to cut down on your losses or win more games. Finally, I want to end this video with a game from a viewer. Marcus is an avid watcher of this channel. Thank you very much, Marcus. And he is also still very new to checkers. I believe he's been playing for about 4 or 5 months now, and he shared a game that I want to share with all of you. I think the biggest lesson to take away from this game is once you are a piece ahead, to continue to reduce the number of pieces on the board as quickly as possible to get the quickest win. So here's the game that Marcus shared with me. Marcus had the red pieces and his opponent had the white pieces. And Marcus plays 11-15, again, theoretically the best move on the board. And his opponent plays the single corner opening. Marcus goes here next. And I want to highlight this because this is a transposition from a completely different opening. But I want to relay and show you what that opening is. So Fred goes here first. And then the single exchange. And then moving 11-15 next and taking this jump. It's actually the same exact position. So it's 2 different run-ups to the same position. So now his opponent goes here. Marcus goes here next. His opponent cuts down to get one of the center squares and take away one of Marcus's center squares. Marcus starts developing a single corner. And now in this position, the opponent doesn't go here for the fear of the exchange here or even here. Instead, plays a very curious move here at 30-25. Marcus cuts down the center square piece here to take one of his own. And now the opponent sees that there's an opportunity here and he starts to move in. And now he does, exchanging the piece. Now Marcus sees this piece may be somewhat vulnerable here and starts to attack it by moving here next. And the opponent goes here. Now Marcus goes here. Now a very curious move by the opponent. I'm not sure if this was an oversight, but the opponent goes here next, giving up the free piece and then exchanging it off. It's a very curious moves here, but this is the sequence of events. Marcus waits here, again, really restricting this line. The opponent goes here, and then Marcus wisely starts cutting it off. So again, trading pieces. Knowing that he's a piece ahead, he wants to exchange them all off as quickly as possible. The opponent goes here. Marcus goes here. Opponent here. And now, really the strategy is to continue to build up this line and then exchange out this piece, which is exactly what happens. So Marcus goes here, and they play a little bit longer, but again, reducing these pieces once you're ahead is such a key component of winning games as quickly as possible. So Marcus, thank you so much for sharing this game with me. It's instructive, and I hope you all enjoyed it as well. And again, thank you all, as always, for watching.